Do I watch Northernlion? I watch almost exclusively Northernlion. Like, I think I've watched, on average, about 2 hours of Northernlion content a day for the past 5 years. NL is top tier. It's not funny. NL is so good.
I'm surprised. I'm followed by, like, I mean, look, I'm probably followed by 25,000 people on Twitter that are better than me at video games. But I'm followed by, like, 2 professional gamers and at least 1 noted speedrunner. Smallant1 is the speedrunner. Apparently he gave me a shout out sometime in the past year as a content creator that he respects or watches. I'm not trying to, you know, force his hand or anything here. So I followed him on Twitter and I've watched some of the clips that he's made. First off, incredible. I think he's an Odyssey speedrunner, like Super Mario Odyssey. So much better at that game than any gameplay I've ever seen in my entire life. But then on top of that, he seems to make a good effort to be entertaining as well. So I think he's double dipping in a good way, you know?
Northernlion talked about your new Isaac video? Oh, I know. I've been watching Northernlion basically since the first episode of Isaac came out, which was 10 years ago. In his most recent Isaac video, which I've watched every single one, he, like, specifically mentioned Smallant1. And I was just like, Spin jumps, yeah.
But I'm followed by, like, 2 professional gamers and at least 1 noted speedrunner. Smallant1 is the speedrunner.
That's me! I've been watching this guy for 10 years and now he just mentions me in one of his videos. It's freaking weird. It's cool. It's a cool feeling.
Many months later.
Very special guest today. The one, the only, Smallant. Welcome to Check the Wire, man.
May of 2019, I went full-time.
Okay. And then just for context, do you remember roughly like around what your Twitch channel was and what kind of views you were getting at that time, just for context?
I said to myself, you know, I would like for my YouTube channel to sort of maintain 30,000 subscribers on YouTube. So I think the videos were generally getting more views than my channel had subscribers, which, you know, it was still growing.
Which is insane. So you're saying like if you had 30,000 subscribers on YouTube, your videos were getting at least 30,000 views?
Yeah, minimum.
That's
I think
insane.
The worst videos got around 30. It was doing well. And yeah, I sort of have a philosophy on creating YouTube videos that I think it lines up with what the algorithm wants.
What's your philosophy?
With my YouTube channel, it sounds very obvious, but it's just, you got to create content that people want to watch. Now there's a lot to that, obviously, but you know, there has to be a reason for someone to want to watch the videos. So maybe it's you know, something someone's never done before, or something someone has done before, but you did it in a different way that makes it more interesting. So like when I first started, it was a lot of doing content that larger content creators had done, and I was kind of almost piggybacking off of them, like kind of leeching their viewers in a way. But I mean, I was putting my own spin on it, so it was original. And then I started kind of introducing my own ideas.
Like what are some videos that you look to that were like, hey, this was a big inspiration, and you put the Smallant twist on it? Like, or were there any that you like, people that you look to, or like, hey, this person was instrumental, or this video was?
The biggest person at the time was probably Fearsome Fire. He did a lot of challenges, and just like people that did like challenge runs. There was another person that was into Super Mario Odyssey at the time, DGR. He's switched over to I think slightly more, I think, Mario Maker focused now. So
I'm just looking at your YouTube now. Like, here are some of the titles. Like, if chat makes me laugh, I reset the speedrun. Like, I want to click on that. Wind Waker, but all the items are random. Pokemon, but I can only use shinies. How my mom became a top 50 speedrunner in the world. Like, these are all things you want to click on. So like, there's an art to that, right?
For sure. Like, it's all about, I think a really good example of kind of where my content kind of shines is the Pokemon community on YouTube. I think a lot of Pokemon YouTubers kind of, when I don't know how to describe this, but when the algorithm was like different and it was like really promoting Let's Plays, a lot of them have kind of stuck to that a lot of people have stuck to that kind of Let's Play focus, where something that happened in the video, you know, the day that this happened, or the big event maybe, you know, play through episode number 34. And before, YouTube would really heavily recommend that, like, a lot, because, you know, it was It was when people would watch a lot of videos on one channel, it would recommend that channel a lot, but it's kind of shifted to visual video having to carry itself now. And so pretty much every one of my videos, like something that you might notice on my channel is I have like multi-part series, but I never label that it's a part 2.
Why is that?
Because why would anyone want to watch part 2 when they didn't watch part 1? You know?
Yeah.
That's why I never put numbers, or if I put numbers, it's at the very end where it's in the dots and you can't see it anymore.
How did you get to this? Like I'm looking at every one of your videos, and it's like every one you want to click on. You know, like every one of these videos is intriguing, which is insane.
With a YouTube title and thumbnail, you're trying to capture their attention and kind of make them ask a question that it's big enough that they have to click on the video.
I'm blown away, man. And, you know, thank you so much for coming on. I look forward to keeping in touch. What I'm going to do, and I was going to do this behind the fourth wall, I'm going to ask graciously if Small Ant will tear my YouTube channel to shreds privately, you know, spend like 5-10 minutes being like, this is what you should do. And don't be surprised when we see us try to execute on some of his advice. But yeah, dude,
absolutely,
keep in touch. Very happy for your success. Thank you for coming on and sharing everything too. You know, it was cool to hear your story and you know, just how different of a take you have to both Twitch and YouTube. But thanks so much for coming on, man.
Something that I'm actually kind of excited about is I was on a podcast on, I think it was Wednesday morning. I was on Check the Wire podcast. It's actually the only podcast that I regularly listen to. And then like one of the hosts messaged me. He was like, I'm out for a little bit, and we're looking for like temporary co-hosts for it, just to, you know, talk to people and interview them and stuff, and see what they have, their take on content creation. And this is between like Northernlion and Gheesling are the people that have it. And I got the message and I was like, oh, yeah, absolutely. It's the only podcast I've ever listened to. And then they just asked me out of nowhere to be on it. And I was like, yeah, that sounds fantastic. I'd love to, because listening to the podcast, I feel like they're very, you know, they're very competent. They've been doing it for quite a long time. Check the Wire is the name of the podcast, if anyone's curious. They've been doing it for a long time, but there's a lot of stuff that they talk about where they're in like a different sort of YouTube and Twitch than me. Like they're more like let's play casual stuff in general. But I feel like for me, when listening to the podcast, everything that they say is like correct, but I feel like a lot of their focus was misplaced. You know, you could have more success if you focus on different things than what specifically they were talking about sometimes. So I'm glad I was able to like get on the podcast and share my view on content creation and how I see things. And I think it was very good. I got a lot of my thoughts out when I was listening to the podcast. I had a lot of ideas and thoughts of you know, their opinions and how mine differ. And it was really nice. I don't know, it was a good experience. I'm happy that I was able to get on there and say my bit. It's cool. But Ant podcast coming up? No. It wasn't my podcast. It was Gheesling and Northernlion's podcast, which is honestly so cool. Like watching so many, like if you guys didn't know, I'm pretty sure, you know how, you know, I say let's go a lot. I'm pretty sure I like subconsciously picked that up from Gheesling. Like that's how I say let's go quite often is his let's go. Like the intonation is the same and everything. And just from like watching like their content for so long. He's done it. Yeah, that too.
There's always Fall Guys as well. If we can get 10 victories in Fall Guys in 2 hours, that'd be pretty sweet.
Dude, that is... Are you 10?
That's maybe
We'd be lucky to get 2.
It's a little much.
Yeah. Unless you're doing something I don't know about in your YouTube series.
Well...
I saw you tweet. I saw one of your titles was like, the streak is on the line. I'm like, what streak does this guy have in Fall Guys?
I've had some 2 and 3 streaks.
Oh, so that's a good thumbnail, a good title then.
And I've been trying to use Gheesling thumbnail strats starting today.
Not me, small. I'm telling you, this kid is Galaxy Brain. He's literally Galaxy Brain. I'm like, you know, when I talk to him, I'm like, how old are you? He's like 24. I'm like, how do you have the human psyche figured out at age 24? not that you can't be young and have stuff figured out, but this guy is like, I told him if he's in any other industry, like he's probably like, you know, maybe doing some black hat stuff. Nice shot. Yeah, and Small Ant was valedictorian too.
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
A lot of smart gamers out there.